There's this house and nobody knows about it, and it literally has your name written all over it. It really was one of those like, oh my gosh, what did we just find moments where it was like, is this really happening? Did we really just stumble upon this?
Hi, I'm Tori, and this is my handmade home in Clark Summit, Pennsylvania. Okay guys, so we are in the foyer entryway of the home. This is the space between the formal room and the family room. And so I really tried to make sure that whatever I did in this space, it almost served as a little bit of a neutral ground. So this is where we spend, honestly, probably 90% of our time as a family. So all of the chandeliers and the sconces that I brought in are Regina Andrew Detroit. And I was really, really drawn to her collection because I felt like it had a kind of old world feel to it. Okay, welcome to my kitchen. My goal really primarily was to give this kitchen and this space an English countryside, old world kind of feel.
What that meant to me was upper cabinets come down. You don't see upper cabinets in an old English kitchen, you see cupboards.
Taking the backsplash that they had, the tile backsplash, it was like a marble, getting that off the walls.
Especially in those old English European homes, there was always a surround or an alcove or something around the stove or the hearth of the kitchen. And so I built the alcove around the range. I wanted something that was gonna feel a little rugged and worn and old. And so I knew my options there were brick or stone. Building that completely changed, in my opinion, the entire feel.
You're gonna see a plate rack in any old English kitchen that you go into. So the plate rack was an absolute must-have. And the lower cabinets, I just painted them and replaced the hardware on the cabinets. And then I went with a freestanding cupboard over here next to the sink.
People walk in and they think that is original to the home. It's the first thing people say when they walk in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, was that here? No. None of this was here. I wanted people to walk in to the kitchen and say, this is what I would think that it looked like when they built the house. That absolutely is like the best compliment that anybody could give me when they walk into that space.
These arches sang to my soul when I walked this property for the first time. I think my jaw literally dropped and hit the floor when I saw them. One way that I really wanted to pull the eye towards and draw attention to these arches was doing this wallpaper. It kind of counteracts the really country, earthy, organic feel of the rest of the kitchen. These benches are actually the radiator covers. When it's cold outside, this is where my kids sit. Okay guys, so now we are in the formal room. This was kind of my space to kind of go all in and do what I really wanted to do because it's really not a very utilized space. It's the formal room. And so I went with some bolder color choices in here. I did opt to go with some picture frame molding and box out my wallpaper. These chairs, I found at an estate sale. I had no idea what I was going to do with them. This room was pretty much designed around the color of these chairs. This has been a slow accumulation process over the last almost 3 years, and it has still not stopped.
It keeps getting better because I don't close the door on it.
So the sconces in this room are the only original lighting that was actually left in the home outside of the flush mounts that we have in the lodge. I think it definitely tells you or speaks to the time or the period that the home was built in. They do have a little bit of that Art Deco feel and vibe to them. So I want to show you guys my favorite piece of artwork in the home, and it's actually right behind me. It's this large-scale Gustav Klimt that I had printed on wallpaper and blown up, and I framed out with some wood trim, but it actually serves a dual purpose. It's not just a beautiful piece of artwork adorning the walls of the foyer. It's also a secret door into the lodge. Come on in. Okay, so we are now in my favorite room in the house. This is the room that we call the lodge.
The lodge was actually probably the worst off room in the whole house. It smelled like cat urine. We couldn't even get into that room for like weeks after we moved into the house because it was so flea infested.
And this was the original owner's trophy room where he displayed all of his big game that he hunted. It is the only room of the home that I actually have a photo of in its original form. And so I really kind of used that as a jumping off point. You're gonna see a lot of vintage mounts. You're gonna see a lot of artwork portraying hunters and horseback riders, but I also wanted to include a lot of history from the city of Scranton and also the German family who were the original builders of the home.
The walls are covered from top to bottom, and people just are blown away that I've covered those walls for probably around $2,000. I'm buying up artwork at flea markets and Facebook Marketplace and, printing out my own the public domain artwork that's available on art museum websites, and then printing them out and going to Goodwill or Salvation Army. All my frames in there are like, $5, $10 frames from the Goodwill or Salvation Army. You can't achieve that certain look or aesthetic putting in all brand new things.
This is another really fun piece of work that I did, similar to how I did the secret door. So I took a piece of artwork and I blew it up and had it printed on wallpaper, and then I applied the wallpaper to a piece of 4x8 sheetrock, adhered the sheetrock to the wall, and then trimmed it out with some decorative trim, and it just looks like a giant framed piece of artwork. This is actually the original wet bar. This copper took me about 4 months to scrub clean, but it was well worth the work. And the tile was not original. It's something that I added and put in later on, but I feel like it feels like it's original to this feature. And again, that's kind of the whole goal here. These are also the original built-ins in the space. The coolest feature of these built-ins, it's actually the mechanism to open the original leaded windows in this room. I mean, I had a giddy laughing moment when I discovered this. Okay guys, we're finished with the first floor. Now let's go upstairs and check out some of the bedrooms. It's funny, the wallpaper that I have in here, I actually saw in a book years ago, and I thought it was the most beautiful floral wallpaper, and it was named Serafina. And I saw that when I was pregnant with my daughter, and I loved the name as much as I loved the wallpaper. I said, I'm naming my daughter Serafina, and one day I'm gonna have that wallpaper somewhere in my house. And about 10 years later, I found the wallpaper and I put it in my house. So this is my bedroom. This was a little bit of a challenge for me to design layout-wise. I really was trying to figure out a way to achieve that cozy, warm look and feel that you wanna have in your bedroom. I did a little seating vignette at the foot of my bed here, and I just feel like it adds a really nice layer of coziness and warmth to the space. I did a wallpaper mural on this wall here. I wanted it to look and feel like if you were sitting in your bed, you were looking out a window, and that's the view that you had from your bedroom. So what I did, instead of putting the mural up as one piece, I chopped it up into 3 separate pieces, and I framed it out with a larger, it's more of like a door trim. So one of the things that you're gonna notice as you go from room to room in this house is that I don't have any plain white lampshades anywhere. It's one more way for me to bring in color and texture and pattern into a space. This is actually a project that I had told myself I was going to have finished for the shoot, and I in fact did not. When you're redoing a home, especially an old home, it's never finished. It's a constant work in progress. And even the rooms that are finished, then I go back through and I start changing up little things, like switching out the fabric on a cushion cover. I found this ironing board that is wall mounted on Amazon, but it looked like just a basic cabinet, and it looked funny being in my bedroom. And so what I did was I took the original door off of the ironing board, and I made a secret door for my ironing board. So it just looks like a piece of art in my bedroom, but when you open it up, it's a beautiful wall-mounted ironing board. And then when you're done, you just roll it back in and you close the door and you don't know that it's there. Okay, so now we're going into my closet. These are all the original built-in cabinets. I do a lot of crafting and work in here. I have a work table that I set up in here and do some of my sewing and whatnot. So it's nice that it is a large enough space to almost kind of double as an office, I guess. You know, some people collect trading cards or books, or I collect vintage fabric. Right now we're in my oldest daughter, Serafina's room. I love this room, but it was probably the most challenging space for me to design, primarily just because her style and taste is very different from mine. You know, she should have a say in the room that she resides in. Another element that you're gonna see carried pretty heavily throughout the girls' spaces is rifle paper co. So I feel like it really just also helps make the spaces feel more cohesive with one another. Okay, so I did not know that Jack and Jill bathrooms were a thing 100 years ago, but apparently they were, which is wonderful for me because I have 2 boys and 2 girls, so it works out really well. And so if we go through here, we are in the girls' bathroom, and then that leads us and takes us into Delaney's room. You'll see the Rifle Paper Company wallpaper in the bathroom. I love how this paper just helps segue from the one bedroom into the other bedroom, which again, it has a very different feel and vibe to it. More cottage, floral, girly, feminine, fairy tale feeling than Serafina's room. This was a room that I designed in a way that if I were a little girl, this would have been my dream bedroom. Every single piece of furniture that's in this room actually was thrifted, pulled off the side of the road and painted. Everything in this space, the lamps, everything is very, very old. I think adding the antique shade to the dramatic antique lamp base, it kind of gives a little bit of that Royal Tenenbaums feel. One of my favorite projects that I did for this room was the scalloped cornice board. I really love the kind of soft rounded edges and the feminine feel that the scallops give to the cornice board as opposed to just going with a straight basic cornice. This triple oval mirror was another great Facebook Marketplace find. This is a piece that I will never get rid of. It will always be in my home. This is Luca's bedroom. He's 14 years old. So he kind of let me have creative reign in terms of the wallpaper and the colors. But we then from there really infused a lot of his personality and who he was in the rest of the decor. His big thing now is golf. I sourced a lot of really fun vintage golf art, framed them up in some thrifted frames. But you'll see a lot of Legos in here, and I've had a hard time bringing myself to throwing them out because this was for him kind of his therapy when he was going through cancer. He was diagnosed with leukemia, and so as a way to kind of pass the time in clinic and when we were in the hospital and just kind of release some of that energy. Everybody should have a son that lets you come home with a 200-year-old antique bed frame that has flowers hand painted on it and not have them throw a fit about it. This is hands down my favorite bed. So this goes into the boys' bathroom. They also have a Jack and Jill bathroom like the girls did. And so we're just gonna pass through here to get to Carson's room. So this brings us into Carson's room. I kind of designed this whole space around this particular wallpaper. This is a Brunswick and Phil's wallpaper. I just kind of went all in on the vintage soldier kind of vibe. The antique headboard, the side table, all of the lamps were sourced and thrifted secondhand. And I just feel like this is a room that he can really grow into. Okay guys, so I think we covered pretty much all of the spaces inside the home. Now I'm gonna take you out to the gardens and show you the real treat.
So when we bought the house, there was no garden. There was nothing. There were no flower beds. There were no pretty, plants or shrubs or flowers. Everything was just vines and overgrown shrubs, wisteria, grass, weeds. That was it. I immediately just thought cottage style, your English countryside cottage style garden.
One thing that I am probably most proud of when I look at the garden and then walk into the home is the cohesiveness of both the indoor and outdoor spaces. And I said from the get-go that really my driving inspiration behind it was Secret Garden, which is one of my favorite movies and books growing up as a child. It was really about bringing the outside indoors. And that's primarily, I think, because I take a very similar approach to my garden layout as I do when I am designing any room on the inside of a house. Really allowing yourself the grace and the room to kind of build as you go. I dig first and I think later. It's the same approach that I apply to an interior space. This is my home in the spring and summer months. You're not gonna find me inside working on any interior spaces. The weather breaks and I drop all nail guns and paintbrushes and stop in the dead middle of a project, and it does not continue again until the fall. It's the best form of therapy for me. I've dedicated a lot more time, honestly, to these gardens than I have to all of the interior spaces combined.
I don't really have a background in interiors or art or anything. It's just been kind of an organic personal development thing over the course of the last 10 years or so, I'd say. I majored in journalism, but I never did anything with it. I started doing like wedding design and floral design. That's when I found my love of flowers, and it just kind of snowballed from there. For me, it's just about expressing who I am through my art, and this is my art. Thanks for stopping by. Subscribe to this channel to see more home tours like this.